All right, scholars, we're going to be looking at our first word problem. So, problem number 11 says a movie theater just added 2 new rooms. One room is large enough for 125 people, and the other can seat up to 350 people. In each room, the seating is arranged in horizontal rows with the same number of seats in each row. What is the greatest number of seats that can make up each row? So, to save time, I went ahead and made my T-chart ahead of time, and I wrote the question above the top of the T. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my highlighter now. In one moment. Let's see. I need to highlight the pen. All right, so I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to highlight what I think is important from the question. Okay, or rather the important information. So one room is large enough for 125 people. That's pretty important. And the other can seat up to 350 people. That's also important. What I also want to note is the key word or the key phrase that lets me know what kind of problem this is. So I'm asked what is the greatest number of seats that can make up each row. And as we discussed on Friday, when you see the word greatest, largest, or a synonym for any of those words, it usually means we're talking about GCF or greatest common factor. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and jot down what we're going to need to solve. Okay, so room 1 can seat 125 people. Okay. Room 2 can seat 350 people. And we need to know the greatest number of seats that can make up each row. All right, so this is a simple GCF problem. We begin with our factor trees. Break 125 down. 125 is divisible by 5. 5 times 25 will give me 125, and then I'll break that down to 5 times 5. 350, we'll do 10 times 35, and get 2 times 5, and get 5 times 7. Circle our primes. Now let's find what they have in common. So 125 is equal to 5 times 5 times 5. 350 is equal to 2 times 5 times 5 times 7. And you can probably already tell what they have in common without having to circle those items, but let's go ahead and circle them anyway. They have a pair of 5s in common. So our GCF is 5 times 5, which is 25. Okay, so if you got the correct number, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. But we always have to answer the so what question. So what? What does 25 mean? Well, our 25 should answer our question. And let's go back up to the question. What's the greatest number of seats that can make up each row? The answer is 25 seats. So I'll go ahead and write my answer in the form of a sentence. The greatest number of seats in each row is 25. Hopefully that solution has been helpful, and it'll give you some idea of what to do when you get the actual quiz.